coronavirus has city leaders in San Francisco taking an unprecedented step of placing the city on lockdown.
All 6 counties in the San Francisco Bay Area will be ordered to shelter in place. The new guidelines are set to be issued this afternoon.
The mayor says he expects to see thousands of new cases by next week, and it could be up to 10,000.
America remains in the grip of the coronavirus pandemic.
San Francisco is on lockdown for 3 weeks as public health officials from 6 counties issued a work.
In the future, when they ask you, what were you doing in 2020? What would you have to say? Most people would probably give the common answer of, oh, I was stuck in quarantine. The reality is, yes, most of us are stuck inside, but there is a lot more to it. Being forced to be with your own thoughts for long hours can be draining, especially when you're separated from all the people you normally surround yourself with.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, what's good, dude?
It's going.
Hey,
what's up?
how's it going?
I'm actually in school right now and you can see my lovely mask.
Oh, yeah.
But with every challenge comes a series of growth. We start to appreciate the aspects of life we don't have anymore. From the little moments of solitude to the larger-than-life moments with friends.
We've known each other for a while, best friends. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do now is start heading back down because the cool guys.
Just hanging out with people and like going to restaurants, but even just like super small things, like the tiniest thing is like, because we're all supposed to wear masks when we go out, and then when I'm like giving Coda a walk and things like that, because I'm wearing a mask and because the other person is wearing a mask and you're not supposed to like get within 6 feet of them. So now it's like this weird scenario, like where we're just like walking on the other side of the street, then one person sees the other, like goes to the opposite side of the road, like you barely interact with them at all. You can't even see if they're smiling or saying hi, like it's just like no interaction. And I think that's just so weird.
At first, quarantine was okay. Mostly because I can escape mountain biking. The trails weren't closed at that point in time, and I had the ability to go out into the trails and find my escape until, at some point everyone thought to do the same, and it made it so that no one could do it.
When they first kind of put in the lockdown, they still had me come into the bureau, so it was a little weird, like not really seeing any people out on the roads or like not many people in the building. And then once they transitioned me over to working from home, it was like a little bit of was kind of getting a little stir crazy just because I was so used to like the high intensity environment. Everyone's running around the newsroom and like talking about their stories and collaborating. And then all of a sudden to like not have any of that.
I think when you're not allowed to go out and do all these things, you're kind of forced to figure out other hobbies or things that fulfill you. So for me, that would be like being creative. I've been so surprised by how many of my friends are like taking this time and creating the most amazing things.
Well, I've been collecting pebbles and then I can paint pebbles, and I really like having these small little projects, and if you finish painting one pebble, it's like a mini accomplishment for the day and you feel really good about yourself.
Everybody is finding these little things that they like to do and can do, but you reach a point in which everybody does, that you reach a point for the day that's like, all right, that's enough, and then you don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
So you sit there and you think.
It's important, especially in times like this, to really stay connected with those around you and just spend time to think about all that you've been able to experience.
This is insane.
I would really just want to like look at what I have and just be really, really thankful that I have what I do have.
It's super wide.
Just working with people, like having other people around, and then compared to having so much time to yourself, even just seeing people like out and about, like on the street or around the monuments, or like going out to dinners, going out to bars and stuff. It's weird to not have that, because I think as humans, like we crave social interaction.
It's made it so that like when this whole thing ends, You know, I just want to go sit somewhere and have a conversation with someone and have a beer.
You could do similar activities, but they're all alone. And like, I've tried like watching movies with friends over Cast or over a Netflix party, and it's great, but it's not the same, you know? Like having a bunch of people over and just spending time in people's presences. It's just like really random small things that I'm like, dang, I really wish we could do that.
I thought you thought that was
turn the other way? I think the same thing. Oh, that's it?
I think the biggest thing that I learned about myself is that I really like being busy. Like, I like feeling useful and I like learning things. And so being at home where, like, technically it's better for me to not do anything, right? Like if I just like stayed in my room where it's like completely safe. But it's been really hard to do that. Like I want to go on walks with my dog and I want to like take classes and things like that. And so I feel like I've learned a little bit more about how to make myself busier and like do things that are meaningful to me, like make those like cloth masks for other people and things like that, even if I can't go out and work, which is what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. After being without people for so long, there's almost this need that you unfortunately have that's going unfulfilled of getting this acceptance from other people.
But here, there are also actually some positive things that I have been learning during this pandemic. Especially, I realized that there are actually people out there who care about you. Just think about this. So one day I got this message from a friend who I had not been in contact for quite a long time, and someday she just texted me, say, hey, I heard that the situation there is not very good. How are you doing? You doing okay? And just think about this. Isn't it good to know that someone out there still remembers you and still cares about you?
Seeing that we're all in this together, we're all kind of like struggling in this, you know, just difficult time together, and it's made us feel better knowing that we're not alone.
In our lives in general, we think, oh, we can do that tomorrow, we can do that next week, we can do that next month, because we have all this time. There's so much time to do it. And I think it's really just the fact that my semester was cut off so soon made me realize if there's something you want to do it now.
Going forward, I'm definitely trying to maintain like social relationships and just to kind of, because yeah, as humans, like, we kind of crave that stuff. And I think also for, at least like as a photographer, I definitely want to go out and like shoot more and take more videos and kind of do my own kind of personal projects in on top of regular work as well.
It's like the small things that I feel like really matter, and I want to be more aware of that going forward, where like some really small thing that you do can really make someone else's day. And I think that's really important because yeah, I do feel really privileged and lucky, but I also want to acknowledge that and like do what I can to help other people who maybe don't have that.
I don't think I'm going to go back to exactly how I was before. I think I'm going to have more of a balance in terms of hopefully continue to set aside time in the day to work on these personal projects and to journal and to do yoga and all of the things that I've been able to do, like reading, that I always said, but I don't have time to read. My schedule is so full. And I think that after this is over, I think I've started to realize that you have 24 hours in a day, and yes, there are things that you need to get done in that amount of time, but there's so much time where you get to choose how you're spending that.
With things slowly starting to open back up, I think it is important for us to remember those lessons that we've learned throughout the past few months. All the times you wish you could be with your friends but couldn't. All the times you miss going to your favorite restaurants or photo spots. All the times where you wished things were different. This year has been a giant wake-up call, for sure. When you're stripped away from the comfort of your own daily life and routines, you start to understand the true meaning of your life's intentions. I like to think of these past few months as a reminder that everything in our lives can be taken away from us at any moment's notice. It just reminds us of how fortunate we are to have what we have.
had to redo that because I'm here with Pete. This has nothing to do with.
Thank you, my bro.
What's up?
She spent half the time buying a cup.
It says Lake Tahoe on it.